The 3DS and 2DS family was fantastic, nostalgic, and still very fun to play. So in this video, I will be going to talk about the good, the bad, features that should have carried over to Switch, if it's overrated or underrated, Street Pass, if it aged well, legacy, and other things all about the 3DS. But today, joined me is the one and only Billy Bob. Billy Bob is another YouTuber with almost 800 subscribers. Wow, that's a lot. He posts Zelda stuff, Mario Maker stuff, and Animal Crossing stuff. He has really good videos. I would recommend watching them and subscribing to him. Are you ready? Let's go. The first question I asked him is, how was the 3DS good? And Billy Bob wrote, the 3DS is good because it is portable. Nintendo's previous portable consoles were never quite as good in my opinion. The 3DS also has an amazing game library. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Link Between Worlds, Animal Crossing New Leaf, New Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Land, and countless others, as well as NES games were able to be played on the 3DS, which I agree with. The 3DS was very portable and comfortable in your hands, with very great game library. He listed his personal favorites too. Some of my favorites are Link Between Worlds, 3D Land, and especially Captain Toad. Next, I asked him how the 3DS failed to do something successfully, and he wrote, some of the downsides of a 3DS are the durability. I've seen people drop a 3DS and have it break. Luckily, I've never been in that situation before. The 3D toggle switch also doesn't work very well in my opinion. It just hurts my eyes. I also heard of people losing their 3DS stylus, which makes sense. I myself have lost my DS stylus a couple times. Yeah, great point. It isn't durable if you accidentally sit on it, then it's game over. Yeah, the 3DS toggle just doesn't hit the spot. The stylus. If you watch my YouTube short of me trying to get a Street Pass in that plane museum, I was in the cockpit of a plane and took a picture of my 2DS. The stylus fell out. The stylus was black and the carpet was black, and it was nighttime. I was panicking. Luckily I found it, but yeah, it definitely needs to be more secure. This doesn't even compare to how great it was. So let's move on to the other points on why it's great. I asked him some 3DS features that should have been on the Nintendo Switch, and he wrote for me, themes should have been on Switch. I know everyone says that, but it's so true. I would have loved more than just a light and dark theme for the Switch. In general, a lot of customization options for the 3DS should have carried over. Another thing that would be cool is having a way to play 3DS games on Switch. The Switch uses cartridges. Why not add an additional slot for 3DS games? It definitely probably been difficult, not very cost effective for Nintendo, but would be pretty cool if they had done that. That's so true. The Switch should have had themes. Nobody likes an eye-killer white background and a boring old black background. We really needed backgrounds for Switch. I didn't think about bringing over the 3DS cartridges for backwards compatibility, but that is honestly a really good idea. I personally think that Street Pass and Meat Plaza should have been carried over. They shut down the Meat Instagram, and Street Pass isn't carried over. I personally think that the Nintendo Switch has overall better games, but it personally doesn't even compare to the 3DS. I then asked him if the 3DS is overrated or underrated, and he said, I think the 3DS is underrated. It is probably my favorite console I've had for a good reason. The games are great, the controls are great, and I love playing it. I agree with his points, like the joystick gets drift, D-pads are unreliable, and when they add them into one, the circle pad, yummy. I love the circle pad so much. Also great games, nostalgia, all that wonderful stuff. I personally don't think it's underrated because how much it's now loved, nor overrated because everything said about the console is true. I asked him about my personal favorite feature, Street Pass, and he says, I never used Street Pass, so I'm not sure about much of it, but from what I've heard it seems pretty cool. Which yeah, I get it, Street Pass is super rare now because not everyone is carrying their 3DS/2DS around anymore, but I've gotten a few. and that is a feature that is super fun, and I always take it with me when I go to hikes, cool places, and wherever I go. And if you don't know what Street Pass is, when you have your console in sleep mode and it passes another console in sleep mode, and you will get a green light, and you'll be able to greet their Mii in the Mii Plaza. I asked him if the 3DS aged well, and he said, hot take, I don't think it aged extremely well. I know this doesn't make sense with everything else I've said, but hear me out. The eShop was great, like it was fantastic, but they took it away, which locked access to any of the games you could get on there. Prices has risen to insane levels. You could take a screenshot or something for the video for this point. On Amazon, a 3DS can cost you upwards of $300. While I love the 3DS, it's difficult to say if it aged well, when it became so hard to afford one and to get games on it. That is true. It's pricey, really pricey. The console, the games, just getting one is hard on your wallet. Not saying you shouldn't, you should definitely do it, but it's pricey. Although it is quite expensive, it is so worth it. It aged incredibly, same with the Wii U. I asked him about the legacy of the 3DS, and he said, the legacy of the 3DS was really important for Nintendo, as without it the Switch could be different. The success of the 3DS propelled the market for a portable electronic, but I think it partially what inspired the Switch. Yes, exactly. How it was the 3DS didn't fall definitely wasn't the best performing, but the work of the 3DS and the Wii U will later go on to be the Nintendo Switch. Without these two consoles for the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch couldn't be around for 7 years. The 3DS's legacy has proven itself to be awesome and will last a long time. I then asked him for some things he would like to say about the 3DS, and he says, it has a very easy and comfortable user interference. Going through the settings and options is very easy. Which, yeah, the 3DS is a simple and very good console, making it very easy to access. Also, the 3DS is very comfortable. Something I would like to add is the circle pad. If I haven't said it already, it is the mix between the D-pad and the joystick. And it is just works better than both of them compared. It is just so good. He then says, it's really great to play during school, due to problems in my social life and difficult classes. It's great to bring my 3DS along and sit in a corner during lunch and play some Ocarina of Time. Yep, I get it, I would do it during school hours, but unfortunately our school would drag you down to the Shadow Realm if you're caught using electronics whatsoever during school hours. But yes, I definitely play it after school hours when I'm waiting for siblings to get out of school. I got like 30 minutes, but I still value the time I have. I would like to add, the 2DS is just a better option if you want to play DS games. Because you can play DS games on a 3DS, and if you want to play some 3DS games later, it's just there right for you, and it's just more comfortable too. He also says, red is the best 3DS color. You cannot change my mind. It looks so cool. I mean, you're not wrong. And the last thing I would like to say is the 3DS is the best handheld console in existence. And I mean that over the Switch, because the Switch is overall better, but its portable side is horrible. The controller drift, controllers disconnecting, it's not comfortable. It's just not good. The 3DS succeeds over the Nintendo Switch. Well, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Billy Bob. It was really kind of him to do this video with me, and I really appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed our video about the 3DS/2DS, and goodbye.